Welcome to my channel Dr. Munshi Nasser Skeleton. How are you my dear learners? In this video we are going to discuss about using R for introductory econometrics. Yes my dear learner, we are going to start a new playlist where I am going to introduce the basic econometric concept chapter by chapter in this video channel, where you will find all the econometrics activity using R programming language. R programming is a very special and free software which I'm going to use it in this video for all the videos that is coming up in the next couple of weeks. And we are going to cover using R for introductory econometrics second edition using by Florian Hayes. This is the book that we are going to cover chapter by chapter in every week, so that all the econometrics students and all over the world who are interested in learning R and econometrics together. So I believe this playlist will help them. So let's get started. Now my dear learners, before we started, as you know, econometrics is not a very easy subject for somebody and someone who might interested to discover more things about the basic statistics. So I should recommend you to go to my channel and you will find that discovering statistics with Dr. Munshi Nasser Skeleton. So here we have 19 videos basically talked about your total basic statistics. It will starts with the steps in research process, then types of validity in research, validity reliability, basic research method, normal distribution, then you have sums of squares, standard error, confidence interval, and all of the basic statistical information. So I strongly recommend you to have a look this playlist, and it's very simple. I mean, the video is almost 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So basically this will help you to make a ground up your knowledge regarding the statistics, which will help you to understand the econometrics more easily. Okay. And the second thing I would like to discuss with you is those who are in Bangladesh and they would like to know more about statistics, R programming, and econometrics. So I have three books. One book which is called Econometrics Shohoj Proyog. This is the book where you can learn Bangla econometrics easily, and it's very easy to understand and very easy to get from this website rokomari.com. And then you can always go for Shohoj Bangla R programming. This is also second bestseller in our country. So if you wish to learn this programming language in Bangla, so of course you can go and visit and you can order these two books. This is by me. These are the two books I strongly recommend you to have a look in Bangladesh who are in Bangladesh. Okay. And who speak Bangla. Okay. So that's the reason why this is the two books I would like you to read and understand it very easily. So this is where you can find from rokomani.com. You can easily order these two books. Now let's get started. Okay, before you start any R project, you need to set up your R project in your computer, which I already did. Here it calls the R in action. This is the project that I am doing at this moment. So you can see that R in action, this is the folder, and you need to create a folder where how you can do that. You can easily go to tools and then you can global options, project options, or you can go to file and start a new project. If you click the new project, there will be a new project comes up, and these are the two following projects I have. So you can easily select this one, and if you wish to start a completely new project, then I would certainly suggest you to start with your new project file. So open a new project, or open a new project session, or you can do like this way, or you can go to tools. Okay, and you can easily go to the project option. If you go to the project option, you will see there are a lot of options here there. So you can easily markdown or markdown or coding editing. Okay, you can do that using this R programming language environment. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to say here that you need to start a new project, so where you easily can put your all the things. And you see here it says new project. If you click the new project, it will automatically, you can either save this to, or you can easily open up a new project. So I strongly recommend you to start a new project and then put all the files and information in one particular folder where your project is created. The project heading name is R in action. This is the R in action project. So basically you need to do that, okay, and create a project. You can easily go to that, and you can always either save your workspace like that, okay, or I already created a space called introductory econometrics, so you can freshly start with a new project, and I strongly recommend you to do that, okay. So this is what you have to do at the very beginning of the any art session. So using the R for introductory econometrics, as you can see here that this book has, this video is a introduction, because from the next video we are going to talk about more in detail about econometrics, but in this video we are discussing about the basic, the foundation of the R programming language. And as you can see here that in the chapter 1, it is talked about how getting started with the R programming. So we are following this chapter by chapter. So here you can see the software itself, it introduces, then the object oriented programming. R programming is an object oriented programming, so we are going to cover that as well. And of course gradually we will go to the next main idea of regression analysis with cross-sectional data. And remember, my dear learner, there are three types of data set we are going to deal with. One with the cross-sectional data, then time series data, and then the panel data. So all these things we will share you in using R programming language. And of course the software I'm using R, but you can use it Stata or any other software. But the main important issue here is to understand the main idea behind the project. I mean, you cannot just go and start anything without knowing the meaning of the output of the software. So whichever software you are using, it doesn't matter. The matter is the understanding the idea of the statistical output of the software and the model, okay. So that's what we are going to do. So starting from the very basic, I mean the getting started, if you go to that particular part, then you will find out that the getting started part will start from the very beginning of the chapter. So if I go scroll down, and you will see that the introduction is talking about the software itself. R is an open programming language, you know that, and it's an open free software for the data analysis purposes, and which we as an academic use in our day-to-day life. And basically those who don't know about the R programming language, for a quick introduction, the first chapter is discussing about the quick introduction. So the first introduction is talking about the R console, where you can use your basic base R information. This is the R studio we are talking about. This is my R studio, okay. But when you are dealing with the R console, so then of course you can always use the base R, okay. So, and before you start, for instance in this case I start with the introductory econometrics with R. How I started it, I just go to the R script, open a R file, and then I start I should have a script, and I can start writing my R code very easily. Now if you look at the R studio very quickly, you will see there are four type of console. And if I make it more little bit larger, you can see here that if I make it more larger to you, you can see here that this is the script where you can write, and this part of the portion of the R programming or R studio, you just need to type your code, and this code will be saved automatically into R studio. And this is the console where your code will be executed. So whatever you are basically writing in the R script, this will be executed in this particular console. And if there is any plot, packages or files that you would like to deal with during the R programming platform, of course this is the place where it will share and show. And this is the environment of the historical part. I mean the things that we have done so far, this will be stored in this particular history and environment. So this is what we usually have. And this video, I mean this playlist is not about the R programming, understanding of the R programming. I have another video series playlist in my channel where I discussed about the basic R programming language. But here we will learn first the econometric terms using R programming, and gradually of course the R programming is not that difficult, so of course you can easily grasp the idea. So this is the R script, and you can see this is the first chapter is discussing about the R script, and here are four panel. This panel is we are discussing about the R script. This is the console where you can execute your command, where this console it shows the files, plots, packages, okay. and then environment and history is the idea of loading your information and it will be restored here. So this is how it starts, and let's get started with the simple R is a, of course, is a big computer. So if you just type the one that is already there, 1 plus 1, and control enter, then you will see obviously the code is executed, it is coming up as a 2. So this is what it says in this particular says place. And of course you remember R is a object oriented programming. So the basic idea behind the R programming code, you remember this one, is first you create an object or variable, then use a sign, or you can say that the syntax of the R, and then use a function. R is a completely function based programming language. It's not like Python that where you have a general purpose language. R is more specific to data analyst, and here you will see that the R programming language, the function, and then you within bracket execute your command. Okay, and that's what we will follow in every particular cases. So for example, here it says packages. Now in our case we are using a package called the Aldrich book package. So basically Aldrich is a famous book, Introductory Econometrics by Aldrich, and his book we are going to follow in this particular case. But it's not about his book, it's about the application of his book using this book by Florian Hayes. So basically you are going to follow the concept of Aldrich book, however we are applied the concept using the Florian Hayes book, using R for Introductory Econometrics. So in order to install a package, so we just have to go to the install packages, okay, and given a within Aldrich. Okay, now if I control enter, so obviously this will be executed. Okay, so now this package we need for the whole R programming purposes of our total book that we are following. So we're going to cover everything in this particular package. So once you install the package, you need to install only once, and then go to the library. Okay, library Aldrich, it's already come up, so just need to, now the R knows, your session knows that you are going to use the Aldrich package, and library is calling the package for your session. So I already have done it, and it says that this is the how you can install the package. If you look at the install.packages package name, in our case Aldrich, I already have done this. So I install it, and here it says once you install it, you need to use a library to call the package to your console, and that's what it says, library Rio is a package. Of course it's an example that is giving here. There are a few examples of the package names are given in this book. Okay, and we slowly and gradually in the whole video playlist you will find all the econometrics packages and their function and their use in this video, in this playlist. So hopefully you will be with me. Okay, and then I said that there is a working directory, so we need to create a project where it actually shows as a working directory. And how to create a working directory, as you can, as I shared with you, the first I create a folder where it is my working directory, or you can just go to the this option, create a project, and this project will allow you to create a working directory for you. So the working directory is important to start with our session. So this is what you have to do, working directory. And you can always give a command called get working directory, get wd, and this is how you can get a working directory, which is very easy in the R command. Now this is the quick, there are some references you can go for R bloggers, Stack Overflow, and there are some other O'Reilly books, Springer books, where you can use these links where Stack Overflow, these links will help you to get a more clear picture about what we are talking about. And as I said that this is the object oriented programming, R is an object oriented programming. So this is what it says, the basic calculation, I already have a calculated one thing, and the object, like this is the R syntax. So if I'm going to do that in this particular case, so let's assume that this is the object, X, you can say object or variable, then you use a symbol which is R symbol less than dash sign. This is the syntax of R, and then you use the this is what your your information, that is, it is stored in this X object. So control enter, and now you have, if you click, if you write X, or if you just say print X, okay, and this will give you 5. You see, this will give you 5. So this is how it is object oriented programming, and it will display like that. So gradually this is what it shows. Now there are some examples given here. For instance, in this case, if I create another object like Y art syntax, and as I said, there is no function at this moment I'm just using this as a calculator. So basically I'm showing you how the calculator works in R. So this is what I have done, and then I said print Y, okay, then of course it says 25. So basically X is a 5, so I use X 5 squared, so it gives me 25. So this is basically calculator way. It's a calculator. R is a big calculator. This is how it works. Another one is, we are talking about the vectors. Vector is something that is, it has a direction and a value, scalar value. Scalar value meaning that it's a value, only the value. But when we talk about the vector, it has a direction as well. So in R is a vector. Okay, so if I say that this is the one of the vector called the concatenate function vector. Okay, so it has a value 1, value 2, so it has a row, and of course column. Looks like a matrix. Okay, so if you consider as a matrix, so that is what the vector meaning. It has a row, and of course it has a direction and the scalar value. So this is what it says, and this is what it gives you. For example, in here, the first function that you are going to use, the concatenate function, as I told you, R is a object oriented function based programming language. So first you need to create object, then a R syntax, then a function, and then you execute your command. Whatever you write within the bracket of the function, that will execute the command. Very simple. R is a very simple language, not difficult, not you should not panicking. Okay, now let's assume that the first command here, it says the concatenate function. So C is the concatenate function. Concatenate meaning that it is combining the vectors inside your information that we are actually putting. So this is C is the concatenate function. A is our object. Now we are putting the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say this is our uh, five information that we have put. This is the 5 vectors. So I press Control Enter, and then if I just print A, for instance, print A, and this will show up the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever inside the A object. That's what it says in this particular cases. So as you can see here that if you create another object B, and which is A plus 1, so whatever inside the A plus 1, meaning that it will say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means it added 1 plus 1, 2, 3 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1, 4, which means all the objects that is inside the A object, all the information that is inside the A object, you are actually adding 1 plus to all the information. That's what it says. Okay, now as I say, R is a function based programming. So basically R functions specifically for vectors. There are some information given here. What are the functions? Like length, maximum, minimum value, sort, sum, numeric, square. These all things we are going to use very soon in the upcoming videos. So just follow me. Hopefully this will be very easier for you. And this is the application. You see, this is the first one that we have created. First object, then a function, then the information that you put it, and then basic functions like you can sort. For example, sort is a function. So if you sort, okay, sort, let's say we are talking about sort A in our case as well. So we can sort 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what is the minimum value of A? So all these things are function based. So you need to put the function within bracket and then the object name, and then press click, and you see the minimum value is 1. This is how it actually shows maximum, minimum, and I think it's pretty simple for you to understand now how you can follow. And I strongly recommend you to follow my video as well as download this book. I have a link in my video description box. You can download this book and you can follow along with me. Okay, so There are some special types of vectors which we will use. For instance, the character vector. In this case, while you are using character vectors, for example, here it says cities. Okay, cities, and then we use the concatenate function, and then we use character vectors, like for example city names, New York. Okay, New York, and then we go for Los Angeles. Okay, Los Angeles. Okay, I make it. Okay, Los Angeles. Okay, so this is how you can put the information inside the cities object, and then if you print the cities is already suggested. UR Studio is a fine way to understand. So New York, Los Angeles is the information that is inside the cities object. So this is what the R programming is. Very simple one. First you create a object, then function, then information inside this within the bracket. This is what it says. So the first video is talking about, this video is talking about the introductory of the functionality of the R, and then next video we are going to talk about the regression. Okay, so the chapter 1 we are talking about some naming and indexing of the vectors. There are some naming, like for example here players is the variable or object, then C is the concatenate function, and then some of the character information which is not numeric. It's the character information, Cobb, Jackson, they are the name. So basically you can put anything inside that concatenate information. But remember one thing, that you cannot mix up in one vector the numeric and the character informations together. Okay, so basically if it is a numeric, then it should be numeric, or otherwise it should be character. Okay, so this is what it says here. And if you'd like to mix up, then there is a function called list. So you can use that list function to put everything inside, like numeric and character vectors, everything. Okay, or string, what we say in the character vectors. Okay, now we have matrices. R is a matrix language, and you can see C bind is a column bind information, R bind is row bind, and this will be, we will use it when we go to the real econometric terms. But basically it is a very simple thing. Like if you look at this information, like first you create a object v vector v, and then we use the R syntax sign, then go for concatenate function, and then we use 2 -4, then we have -1, then we have 5, okay, then we have 7, then we have 0, okay, and then we control enter. So we all the information that we have inside. Now assuming that we create another vector called, another object called A, for instance, and then use this R symbol, and then use a matrix function. Okay, in this case we use concatenate function, in this case we are using matrix function. So matrix function is matr. Matrix is the function that we are using. So matrix, you see matrix function is coming up. So we use our matrix, I mean the V, the first object, and then how many rows we would like to use. So we say n rows, number of rows is equal to 2, and then we press Ctrl Enter, and then if we print it, let's say print A, for instance, and then we'll see, you see the 2 -4 -1 5 7 0, this is the matrix. So this is the column. Okay, this is the column. It's a 3 by 2 2 by 3 column. So 2 is the row and 3 is the column, 2 by 3 column. So it's a matrix. So this is what it says there, number of row 2 row 1 and 2, and number of column is 3. Okay, so you can define it like this. So this is what it says. Okay, and some examples given. Okay, now if you wish to move a little bit further, so here are some matrix information, like matrix, then we have how many rows, how many number of rows, 2 A and B, 2 object, and it displays similar like this one. Okay, and you can transpose the matrix like this one. You can transpose, for instance, if I transpose our matrix A, in that case our transpose function, which is C, is our new object, let's assume, and then use a symbol R syntax, then T is the transpose of that function, and then we use A, and then we say this one, and then if we print our object C, for instance, in this case, and then we have this transpose matrix, which means this is the normal matrix and this is the transpose of that particular matrix. So R is a very nice way to explain the one that you are using, calculating the things like matrix calculations, simple calculations. You have done it, you can do it using R very simply, very easily. And you see the inverse matrix, okay, like solved inverse matrix, there are some steps it giving. List, as I said, list can use different components. For instance, here it says sum of the numeric number 8, 26, 36, 4, and sum of the string or character number, and this list can combine the character and the numeric together. So basically list function will allow you to create a object where you can put all the numeric and string information. So that's what it says, the list. Okay, now finally it comes the data frames, and data frame is combining everything. It's just like an Excel spreadsheet. Data frame is nothing but a Excel spreadsheet. So let's assume that we have created few functions here. For instance, we created cities. Okay, so let's assume that if we create a data frame, which is of course, there are some example of over here given here. You can easily produce like year, then concatenate function, then there are some number of years. Okay, then we define a matrix 3, product 1, product 2, and product 3, and then you make a data frame using cells made, and then cbind, meaning that column bind. 3 are the columns that you are using, product 1, product 2, and product 3. So this is what it says: product 1, product 2, and product 3. So basically the first chapter is discussing about the data frame. So if you wish to do it using your script, very simple. I mean, first you create product, like for example this one I'm using product 1. Okay, product 1, and then our symbol, that's what I says, and then the concatenate function like 0, 3. I'm just following the book, so you can always follow along this book and practice. That's what we are doing. Okay, and then we have product 2, and then again our symbol concatenate function. Okay, we use 1, 2, 3, 5, 9. Okay, and then we have 6, for instance, just following the book, nothing more than that. And product 3, and then use a new concatenate function where it says 2, 4, 4. Okay, we are using 2, 4, sorry, 4, 4. Okay, and then 2, 3, 2. Okay, 2, 3. Okay, you can write down here. Okay, 2, 3, 2. These are our 3 important products. I mean 3 important line object: product 1, product 2, and product 3. Now we are using a new object, cells met, and this is a new symbol. Now we are binding everything using cbind column, and we are using product 1. You can see is suggested by RStudio. Product 2. Okay, and then we using product 3. Okay, that's very simple. Okay, very simple. And then control enter. So here I actually make some problem, I guess. It says the object product 2 is not found, so which means I made some mistake. So I guess so, right? Object product 2. Why? Because I did not put control enter. So now I guess it should be okay. Yeah, it should be okay now. Okay, why? Because you need to first make a control enter about every piece of command that you are putting in the R script, and I mistakenly, in the number 18 line, I mistakenly did not use control enter, and therefore when I'm binding all these 3 objects, it doesn't actually combining everything. So that's what it actually says. Now if I say print, okay, our cells made, this is the one that we are already created. So control enter, and you see the product 1, product 2, product 3, just like the Excel spreadsheet column. So this is what it says for our data frame or database. Okay, and there are some subset of data is given are data files, like how you can import files. There are many ways you can import file. One is importing file, importing data set, text data, Excel, SPSS, SAS data set. or you can use like a directory, and in that directory you can use the Excel or CSV file inside it, and then you make a command called read.csv, and then that will be coming in your project. So that I will share later on when we go actually in the econometrics part. So this is what in the first chapter of this book, and there are some basic graphical information which we will discuss in the later part of our class, I mean in the next video, and which of course, for example, in this case, if you wish to make a simple plot, like plot, if you wish to plot anything, like for example here in x and y, two concatenated functions, if I say plot, okay, product 1 comma product, let's say 2 for instance. So what happened, I will see that, and you will see that there is a plot information here. It says this is the plot because there is no relationship, so it's just a simple straight line. It shows the plot, but the main idea behind is how you can give a plot command. So this is the plot function, and if you wish to make an object like z, then r symbol, and then you press again, and then you print the z, it will share the same information. So let's assume that this is the z information, so it will share the same information. Okay, so basically it is giving you the same information. Okay, same information, nothing comes up, it's just simple r functionality. Okay, so I guess this is what we have, some figures and some plot function, and there are some customized figures. This is what we will do in the next class. Of course, in the next video we are studying econometrics really from the very beginning. Today's lecture is all about describing the R working environment and how we work with R. There is another piece of information, the tidyverse, that we will discuss in some other class, in some other video in this particular series, because tidyverse is not needed for our econometric class, but in future video I will describe the tidyverse completely for 1.15 section. This one we will discuss fully tidyverse. Tidyverse is a very nice package where all the data manipulation informations like ggplot, okay, dplyr, tidyr, all this information are there, and Hadley Wickham, he actually created this tidyverse package. So we will use it in the next couple of videos hopefully, but our main purpose of this series is to cover the econometrics part and the basic fundamental of the R programming language. I think it's very clear to you. It's an object oriented function based programming language. It's very much clear to you. So hopefully in the next video we are going to start not the tidyverse, because tidyverse is a little bit advanced type of information, like how you can manipulate data and everything. This will be a separate video I will create. Okay, this will be separate video I will create, but for now whatever we have covered, I think it's sufficient to start with the R programming information, econometrical information. So there are some information also given here. I strongly recommend you to have a look some of the graphical information like histogram, creating then distribution function and all that, which we will of course cover. But our main purpose, as I told you, that first video is basically discussing about the basic programming information, the syntax of R, and then we quickly move on to the main part of the video, which is the econometric part. And the econometrics part will start, and the basic like t-test, p-values, this you can follow from my other videos, discovering statistics with Dr. Munshi. You can go and see all those 19 videos, all the information like t-statistics, sums of square, degrees of freedom, basic statistics information are there. So please have a look that playlist, so that will help you to understand the basic statistics, and the basic statistics will help you to understand the upcoming chapters very clearly. So I hope this is sort of the first chapter, and there are some advanced information which will not necessary for to understand the econometrics using R at this moment. Okay, so we basically stick to the very basic so that we can easily go for regression analysis with the cross section data chapter. So I'll see you In the next video, hopefully we will start with the regression analysis with cross-section data. But in the meantime, have a look my video series Discovering Statistics with Dr. Munshi. So basically you improve your basic statistics and then come and join me from the next tutorial. Thank you. Bye bye.